What's up, everybody? How are you doing? I hope you're ready for the weekend. I hope you're ready to play some football. Football. Yeah, football. Uh-huh. Alright, so let's go ahead and edit this. Are you ready for some football? Make sure this is ready to go, and then we will get into it. I'm super excited for the announcement of Wayne Rooney. I want to check some in UFL real quick, because apparently they've added even more skins, guys. Can you freaking believe that, bro? Is that insane? That's insane to me. I mean, how much money do you want your people to spend? And when is enough enough? When are more modes coming? When are you guys going to get something going for these guys other than just give us your money and more and more and more and more? Because yes, eFootball does it and it makes me sick, but you get some legendary players that are true to life. Focus on that. Give us something, guys. Give us something. Kick, YouTube, Twitch, all. Wait, kick. Kick, Twitch, YouTube, good. All right, looks like we are ready to go. Make sure you say what's up. Make sure you check out that new video that dropped for details on the easiest way to get more content in UFL and eFootball. I held off a bit on UFL because I wanted to know where this was going with this whole scam thing. I'm digging into that. I'm doing some investigative journalism. But in the meantime, it's like players put in money. Players want to get more out of the game. We can't hold out on our UFLers. So let's see who joins. And let's see if people really want more content. $3 a month. If not, so be it. I'll just keep grinding, doing my thing. If you guys don't want more content, you don't want more. But you guys don't see it now. You will see it eventually if we get enough people registered. That the $3 a month is crucial to making sure this is successful. That obviously you qualify for. I said it in the video. I'll say it again. If I do like a Division 2 and up cup, then you have to show me. You simply come in here for UFL, for instance. It would be a Ruby and up cup. So you'd go to divisions. You'd click, screenshot this, send it to me in Discord. Boom. It has my PSN or whatever PSN you'll play under, right? Or Xbox ID or PC ID or whatever. It will show your division. And okay, cool. You're Ruby and up, so you can qualify. If it's Premier and up, I couldn't play right now. I'm only in Ruby, man. So I couldn't even play in my own tournament if I did a Premier League Cup right now in UFL. And so that's all that is. Other than that, you're in. There's no waiting list. There's no you getting denied. So if you want to finally get the content you deserve, finally play for even better prizes than UFL has. I'm talking cash. I'm talking kits, balls, the whole nine. You want all of your progress kept. You want somewhere to put your socials as you gain a following off of players watching you play, not just live, but watching the streams back. Because who wants to watch just, exhibition, division, in eFootball and UFL. But you put it in a league and a cup where they can root for players and really watch competitive football from players all around the world. Are you kidding me? Don't miss out. Join now. So, that's what we have over at UFL is more new freaking skins. If you go here, you get to view promo. Messi, Hakimi, Kalinoglu, Oyland, Lacroix, Abraham, Mont, Sulemana, Luis Skelly, and Bellingham. Bellingham is one of my favorite players on eFootball right now. So yeah, there you go. If you want to spend some more money over in UFL, this is what you can get. Some bullschnonky. Why do I say it's some bullschnonky? Look at this, just more and more. Just packs. Packs on packs. You know what I mean? I mean, dude. 12 more days in this freaking thing. Everyone's got to be done because I'm almost done even. and I don't even play UFL. This is my problem. So I will be bringing you leagues and cups. If you're a UFLer, make sure you pay attention to that. Make sure you join in. You don't want to miss this. It is going to be epic. We've already had 2 eFootball Cups. Speaking of eFootball, that is what we will be playing. Now, I don't know if I'd be participating in UFL. All right, let's hope we stay live. This stupid thing keeps connecting and disconnecting. I don't know why it does that, but I think we stay live through it. We will find out shortly. Let's go to it. You know what? Yep, we're live. Stupid thing keeps connecting and disconnecting. All right, good. We're live. All right, so here's where we're at. We have quite the squad. My favorite player of all time, Wayne Rooney. As a Manchester United fan, I'm super excited. He will be coming to eFootball. Now, he's long been a EA Sports guy. He was on the cover for like 3-4 years in a row back in like the 2007 to 2011 era. Like 3-4 times in a row. He used to be so unstoppable. It wasn't even funny. It was almost cheating. Me and my friends even made a rule where you couldn't use him, which sucked because he was my favorite player. But he was that broken. Whoever had Rooney was going to win. So, he will be coming. I definitely will be spinning. I mean, I have the best attack, the best setup right now on this Christmas tree, 4-3-2-1. Tactics video coming soon. But it doesn't matter, man. Rooney is Rooney. I'm sure he's going to be an attacking midfielder. Maybe they'll do an all-out striker version, and they should do like 3 different ones, right? They should do like a more central mid drop-back version. They should do a striker version. They should do a wing version even, dude. They could do a center-back version. No, I'm just kidding. But you could do all different eras. When he played with Rooney, towards as the time went on, Rooney went from out wide to more central. Ronaldo went from out wide to more central, and Rooney went into more of that supporting cast role. Then, eventually, he became more of an attacking midfielder. And then, obviously, early in his days, he was just an all-out striker. What up, Philly Mo? Heck yeah, Phil. I love it. All right. So, here's where we're at. We have training up to do, which I think we're down to 1 player left, and that is Forlan, because we got rid of the new Messi. Since we already have a Messi, I'm not going to keep 2 of them. What do you think I am, a hoarder? Oh, level 30 of 31. We're almost there. 1 more point. 1 more point. You see there, nothing spectacular from the 83 rated Diego Forlan. Let's go into the Shaparooski. Excuse me, 150, and I'm out of items there. Okay. All right. Allergies still killing me, so that means sniffles, sniffles, sniffles. Sorry, guys. It just is what it is. All right. Who else is excited for Big Rooney to come? Boy, I can't wait. Let me get some Flonase going. Oh. Toss this. And let's get right into it. We have 1 more event game to play, then we're getting straight into divisions. We're meeting the storm head on, boys and girls. We're meeting the storm head on. We're in the Japanese national team kits. I really like the away, the white and red ones. But we will be changing that. I will be finishing that series so you guys can go through and look at every kit in eFootball without the headache of going in and out and in and out and in and out like I'm about to have to do. Actually, you know what? I'll show you guys my videos and how they help, and that's how I'll pick my kit. So we'll do that next. Can someone say something? Because it keeps connecting and disconnecting. I think we're still on. If somebody hears this, can you say just what up or something, just so I know that I'm not talking to air. I'm sick of this doing this, man. It'll say disconnect, connect, disconnect, connect. And a couple times it's totally disconnected where I wasn't live anymore. But other times it's kept me on. Cool. Good. Yeah, they're Y3 too. It's a famous they're Y3. It's a famous you know, like style guy or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Luxury designer. We're going to go with our white. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. All right. Last game of the event. This is who we got. Denilson, Stoichkov, Mbappe, and Gnabry. Carlos, Delete, Mendez. Ooh, I could take advantage of that Carlos moving up. So the right side is going to be wide open to attack. So try to remember that. That will be like my Cruyff Bellingham side. That's huge, guys. You watch how much space is open over there. He's got an attacking-minded Roberto Carlos. He better either be an absolute baller or have some type of backup plan like his CDM constantly covers left, which you can't really do. You can do anchoring, but then he would go to either side. And see how this works out. I love this stadium. I love stadiums like this where the crowd's right on top of you. I think it makes for great football. I gotta do a stadium special too. Even though you gotta go change the stadium every time, I gotta do a stadium special. What a ball. Look at that ball, dude. Are you kidding me? Ah. Look at that right side, like I told you. Goal. Just like I told you, that right side, guys. I'm telling you, I know my stuff. I know my stuff, man. I play football. Boomer! Boomerang. What's up, big dog? Big Phil, big boom. Hey, you two be honest with me as members, dude. Tell me the truth. Because I'm not changing. I'm not budging because I know what's going to be to offer. So I don't know if it's a trust thing or whatever. But you guys tell me the truth. Do you think that $3 a month barrier is going to create a huge setback in when we can start the leagues and cups? Or do you think people are just waiting for closer to next Saturday? Oh, crap. Because I'm what the? Smart assist. Wow, dude. Okay. Because I'm really curious. I was wondering. I never really like asking for stuff, but people will see eventually like how important that is to create that barrier of entry. And for what we're going to be doing, it will be huge. But man, I need to pick it up. Ah! Get out of here. What the? Seedorf, you did not just do that. I know that didn't just happen. Dude, what? Guys, I don't understand why the passes are going like that. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm very interested to see. Because these games are dying for content. I know what my vision is. I know I have it, but I can't just keep. Like for instance, if I forked out whatever to build the website, I can't go the Field of Dreams if they build it. They will come type of thing with the website. You know what I'm saying? Ah. Go ahead. How? Dude, it's just smart assist bullshit. I know, that's what I mean. $3 is less than, that's what I mean. That was terrible defense, by the way. I'm just diving. This is like my warm-up match. And I got to get warmed up, clearly. We're still fine. I mean, this dude has 0. I'm turning on smart assist against him. Screw it. I'm not going to play this whole game where I whoop his ass and he gets a goal every shot he takes, and I have to sit here. Look at Seedorf, absolute beast. Look at this, guys. Yep, we're going smart assist just against him because I hate this type of player, bro. I hate him. Fucking losers. Losers, a lot of them. That's another thing the League and Cup will provide. I'm not going to sit here and have his defense. That's what, dude, eFootball Universe was just talking about this too. These losers, bro. Thank you, Kadarius. These losers that play smart assist. Their defense, the defensive. Oh, guys, watch. Here it is. Watch the play. Watch the play. You ready? I might have waited too long. Let's see. Here it is. It's open. Oh. Oh, it moved it to the, guys, it moved it for me to the, no way. Dude, see? It moved it for me to it. So the first thing it does is screw me over. Then my player didn't even jump. All right. Exactly. That's what I'm going to do. So that when I build it, it's going to be sick. But I'm waiting. I'm going to do it once more people are in the leagues and cups. I'm not going to. Oh, and by the way, Kadarius, I'm on Twitch and YouTube as well. So I'm talking to people from three different ones. So don't think like, who the hell is he talking to? I'm talking to people from 3 different streaming services. Why did he stop? Even that right there, bro. What was that? I stole it from him. Why did he not freeze up? It's so bad, it's not even funny. The amount of assistance you get is crazy. And yes, it does do dumb shit too, trust me. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Ha ha ha! These smart assists. I'd much rather play a football game against this guy, but if he wants to do it, it's one of those things. That's how I'll do it. No, I don't care about views. I don't care if it's just 7 of us playing. The members, that's what I'm saying. The members who join will be playing the, will be paying the money. So we'll cover it ourselves. We'll be self-sustaining. We could play in front of, dude, we could do it offline even, but YouTube is what promotes it. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not looking for the viewers. I get a little bit of money from YouTube from content creating from that, but that's not wouldn't be to cover the league necessarily. The $3 creates a barrier of entry so the trolls won't just come on when they're bored or just playing like one thing and then disappear when they're not really supporting. It will be, and then also it will create ways to get prizes and our own thing started. And then of course, yeah, that's what I don't think $3 is either. I just wanted to see from the outside. So if your guys' take was the same as mine, because then we can get started. And obviously I'll cover money too, but that would just help with getting us jump started with cash prizes, with other prizes, eventually with the website. It's not like $1 million bucks, but it helps in all those areas. I haven't even noticed. I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna lock in and I'll tell you what I see. I'm not really gonna use this game as a judge because Smart Assist is on. Just because I don't like these type of opponents that just don't. He's playing 100% direct in everything he does. Look, I mean, he can't even pass the ball accurately. Drives me freaking crazy. What a ball. Oh, just get over. Everything he does is just, is his AI, and I can't. Whoa, we got delay too, guys, unfortunately. We got some delay. I don't know if you noticed that there, but that's all right. 1 game of delay. And I hate how it always says, like, we're fully connected, you know? Good damn burn. No! Because there's no way that this is not, like, there's 100%, I swear to you, delay here. I promise you that. What a save. Livakovic is a beast. But it helps out a lot with the smart assist shit is doing every single thing, dude, and it's just bullshit. People don't realize how much it helps these guys out, and you'll be able to tell by his lack of like build up. Like he's just, why didn't he come to? I did super cancel. See what I'm saying? He don't know how to play football at all. I mean, that was the silliest play I've ever seen in my life. That's an auto clear right there. God damn it. It's like one side gets the smart assist and the other side gets the dog shit one. Good ball. Look at that ball. Only with smart assist, but at least it's proper build up. FC type goal right there. Shout out FC. This smart assist shit. Look at that run from Pele. Coming from deep. Like I said in my player build, that's what you want from him. Making those runs deep where he's going to be man-marked. Or sorry, unmarked. Man-marked. They should man-mark him. Pele is the best attacker in the game without a doubt. The best pound-for-pound player, meaning I would take him over Hullet. I would take him over Vieira. 1,000%. I can say that without having used some of those guys just playing against them. He is way too effective in every area. He's so dynamic, passing, shooting, everything. Now I had to boost his shooting up. If you don't boost his shooting up like I did, then he's more of a pure, he's not as dynamic, but I don't see why you wouldn't boost his shooting up. Look at that ball. Come on. Look at that ball. Fight him. Fight him. Good. Good. Perfect. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, one time it Cruyff da mosta kapaka. Gabagoo gabagi. Sorry guys, that was my Bhutanese coming out. Look at this. This is what happens when you know how to play football while using smart assist. Don't smart assist me, bro, because I'll smart assist you back. God dang it. I'll smart assist you right back. That should have been 4-2, guys. My bad. My bad. Lord, forgive me for I've sinned. Look at this football, boys. Look at this football. Come to. Oh, come to. Cruyff, man. You're pissing me off today. Again, pissing me off, bro. Reach your foot out. My goodness. Freaking Van Dijk, you're a beast. Look at Cruyff. What a run. There it is. Come on, make up for it, Cruyff. Oh, there it is. Oh, what a touch. What a shot. Unlucky. Pure domination, boys. Bulk up. Hell yeah. Dude, that's huge, man. If you don't mind, please don't forget to subscribe, dude. That would be huge. I love seeing stuff like this. Welcome, bro. Make sure you join our Discord as well. I love seeing stuff like that. Thanks for letting me know, dude. That was your first time in. Welcome. There it is. Oh, damn. So if you don't are curious, this is how I run eFootball. I basically will play these guys heads up. If someone's using smart assist, sometimes I leave it off, but sometimes, like in this case, when the player was pissing me off with how he was playing, and it's like, okay, you're nothing but cancer for the game, I'll turn it on and show them exactly what happens when a skilled player also turns on smart assist. It tightens up your defense ridiculously. That's what eFootball Universe was just talking about. And then the auto clearances, that extra help it gives you to not get tackle backed, which is a big way players score against you in this game. It's huge. Not to mention, yeah, it does mess you up with some of the passes or changing a shot into, look at this. See what I'm saying? Look at into a stunning shot. But see that ball right there? It was beautiful. Now let me tell you something, though. I didn't have L1 square held on that. L1 square takes the height out of your cross. I should have pressed L1 square. I didn't. I made a mistake. So that should have been a blue ball, which would have ruined that beautiful play. That's my own mistake that I made, and that's part of the skill. You have to translate the info, just like real football. Like, you might know to shoot the ball, but if you can't pull the trigger fast enough, make your brain react with your body fast enough, well, guess what? It doesn't matter how smart you are. You have to actually turn your thoughts into actions. Well, Smart Assist does it for you. So what happened there is I pressed square, and Smart Assist turned it into an L1 square, took the height out of it, and took a beautiful touch with Baggio, which wouldn't have happened, by the way, without Smart Assist. Now, was that a beautiful play? Yes. Did I cause it with my skill? Yes. But the actual movements, unfortunately, you can't get those without Smart Assist on, and that's the bullshit part. That's where they got to get rid of it. That's where people are like, oh, it doesn't do that much. And it's not about, yes, we can beat players with it even without it. I've done it a million times, so have you. But that's not the point. How about all those games where they're close and you lose and you know without Smart Assist you would have won? How about all those games where it could have been a good football game, you and the player were, close, but he ends up destroying you, and you know if without Smart Assist it wouldn't have happened. So there you have it. Big victory. That ends the events for us with a big win. My opponent, I can't message you because you might be a rat and try to get me banned. But what I would say to you is, dude, you could have skill, bro. You have some skill in there. However, using Smart Assist just totally makes you a worse player, not better. Even Sammy earlier, he said tough opponent. I knew I was going to destroy him, but because this dude had Smart Assist on it at the beginning, it made him look decent. No, he was terrible, as you've seen as the game went on. But that's what Smart Assist can do. It can take terrible players and make them look okay. Now, if you work at the game without Smart Assist, that's how you get better at the game. Then eventually you won't even want to use it or need to use it. And that's what I'm aiming for too. Alright, so first thing we do is get this nastiness turned off to make sure we don't forget for our next game. Next thing we do is we go in, we get our little rewards. It's 2 skill trainers and a match pass. I got to finish building training and then building Forlan. So if anybody got him, I can give you his build right now. Alright, so this is what he would look like if I had him in my starting lineup. 100 rated. You see his finishing, you see his offensive awareness. So let's check out his progression: shooting, dribbling, acceleration, speed, aerial strength. So aerial can go down to I want that speed up. And then finishing, I'd like to get that higher, obviously. Dribbling, I'd like the dribbling to come up if possible. But that's really all I can afford to move around, guys. That's really it. That's really all I can afford to move around with them. So it's a 90412, 9041292. 9041292 is his build. This is what he looks like. 100 rated, 8792, 89 finishing. Dribble, 93 offensive awareness. I mean, he could be okay in events, but even for free-to-play players, this dude, I mean, come on, they could have made these guys better. I know these are stats off of throwbacks. This one's a 2002 Forlan, but they did him dirty. I know, bulk up 100%. It's like you already have an overpowered AI defense without Smart Assist, and then it helps you even more. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Even Rivaldo, by the way, which is one of the marquee picks, look at him in this, by the way. 101 rated, amazing dribbling. But look at that. Low passing, not elite finishing, not elite speed. What are you supposed to do with this? Elite set pieces, that's it. What am I supposed to do with this, bro? he would get torched. I mean, give me a break. His passing should be way higher, and his dribbling the same. I mean, give us some players, bro. I mean, those of you who didn't get any of these guys, don't feel bad because they're really nothing special. Look at the Palmer, for instance. This is an attacking mid. This is a player of the week, guys. This is a player of the week. Now look at his stats. Much better. They give us these legendary players, these big-time cards, all these Rivaldo, Forlan, Gerrard, Lampard, Ronaldinho, and then look at this player of the week, Palmer. Way better than that Rivaldo's. This is, see what I mean? You're going to use this over that Rivaldo. And then obviously if you spend money, then you get this, which is insane, guys. Look at that. Insane. Insane, even though he didn't have a very good game last game. Insane. Yeah, I know, Boomfa, they're old card, but they could have, they have the date on them, for instance. Like, I know they're old, but they could have still gave them boost to, like, match the nowadays times. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, what you think this is, brother? What you think this is, brother? Alright, so one of the things I want to do... Phil, are you out of here, or are you going to be able to be on for a while? Because I'll help you with your account real quick. But I want to do it with you. I don't want to do it when you're not here. I want to be able to help you see how I do it. Phil's a man. He gave me his login, said I could use it anytime for content and stuff, which is awesome, but I still want him to be here. Because I'm trying to help him. Like, I want him to become better. I don't want it just to be for my content. I want these guys to get good, dude. That's why I do. That's why I like coaching. So they can get to the point where they don't even have to watch my channel or get my help. They can just do it if they like it. But they have their own tactical awareness and everything. Alright. And some of you guys do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everybody... Here's looking for coaching. So, let's go into the game plan. Before we head into... Wait, did I just check this? I always double and triple check everything. Because I've missed events before like an idiot doing that. Okay, done. Like I only had one game left in this. I thought I had finished it. Alright. Before I go into my game plan for divisions... Let's add these two skills. And then give us something good. Sombrero. Track back. Seedorf has track back, right? No? Wow. Him and Bellingham need to have track back. I think Bellingham has track back. No. Damn, I need more. Okay. Okay, cool, Phil. Yeah, when you're available later, when you're off sometime this weekend, I'll be on a bunch. Me and you will do it on live, okay? We'll go through your skills and everything that you want to add to your players. Phil's such a good dude, bro. Boomfa, amazing. Dude, Bulk Up, you're in a great spot, man. There's all great people here. Just amazing community. Everyone helps each other. It's dope. So with that being said, you guys are going to get my tactics video. So I'm going to have to do a quick introduction, but that's why I'm doing the introduction. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I am doing this live on stream. Everybody say what's up. Everybody say what's up, and let's get into it. We have the 4-3-2-1, the old Christmas tree setup. Now, if you played FC a few years back, this was the meta. If you know anything about FC, every year there's like a meta formation that you have to use, rendering all the other formations useless if you truly want to compete. And for a while, 4-3-2-1 had the honor of being that setup. And it was very different than how I use it. It was very similar to how all the rats would use this setup. Meaning, in FC, they had the automated defense, which much is the case in eFootball right now with Smart Assist, that won the ball for you, and then immediately they would win it and spam through balls using either quick counter or, as you see here, I use long ball counter. So you see this, you see my setup, right? You see my sub-tactic, which is possession, right? And even that has a high line and pressure. So you might be thinking, wait a second, this might be ratty, bro. Are you trying to be a rat? Absolutely not. If you watch me play, you notice that I'm very much 2 feet, up, back, and throughs, give and goes, all about the build-up, which is the best part of eFootball. That's what's crazy about these rats, and forgive me to the younger generations, but I feel like that's where they come from, because I don't feel like anybody my age or older or around my age that grew up playing the true-to-roots PES games, the amazing... You had a badge of honor when you played them because they were the true-to-football games, whereas FC, formerly FIFA, was more the arcade. Hey, if you want to be a kid and just jump on and press, shoot, and pass and run 1,000 miles an hour, then go play that arcade game. But if you want to play football, you play Konami's PES, Winning 11, all that. Now, that's how I play eFootball, and you can absolutely do it. It has great mechanics for it, and this setup really brings those out if you use it the right way. So, why is this setup the best right now for me, in my opinion? Not just for me, I should say, but as an entire meta, if you use it the right way. Well, first off, because of all these rats abusing through balls, this midfield setup is huge. Because defensively, you obviously have 4 defensive backs, right? The players you have is absolutely important, right? If I have a Roberto Carlos and a Cafu that are more attacking, running up the wings, leaving my Burn, Van Dijk, and Declan, which, by the way, needs defensive settings. We'll go over that, but he's a box-to-box. If I leave that setup without any settings and these two running up the wings, not defensive fullbacks as they are, I'm going to get absolutely burnt. When the opponent wins the ball, they're going to spam a through ball. There's going to be holes everywhere. They're going to get through. They're going to score. Well, with Maldini, a defensive fullback, and Thuram, defensive fullback, Van Dijk, build up, Dan Burn, destroyer. So the perfect back four setup. You see how deep I am, a little deeper than the 18-yard box, right? And then Declan, you see as deep as he can go as a DMF. And then because he's a box-to-box, even though his stats scream Anchorman, right? Look at those stats. Now, obviously, you can see, okay, box-to-box too, but the defensive ability, there's no way that you're going to find players better. You might find equal, like Rijkaard and Declan on the same level. I did a video about that. You can check that out. But Declan is every bit a god of the game if Rijkaard is, which I believe he is. So all you have to do to alleviate the box-to-box and make him an Anchorman is give him that defensive setup. And then if you don't want him going to the left or to the right, you would then give him anchoring, right? So Declan's going to stay back in the center, but if the wingbacks ever push up, which sometimes, even though I have the defensive setup on Maldini, because even as defensive fullback, he ventures up sometimes. Not as much Thuram, right? Which I guess it's just part of their player ID. So he ventures up. You see that higher offensive awareness that probably has something to do with it. Declan, without anchoring, will come over and cover for him. If, instead of putting defensive on both Maldini and Declan, I left it off Maldini and put anchoring on Declan, basically what would happen is Maldini would shoot up the field sometimes. Declan would come over and cover. Because I have defensive on Maldini, I really don't have to worry about anchoring too much. However, like I said, those times where I run up the wings with Maldini or Thuram, now I have that cover ability with Rice. If I put, like I said, if I went in and put defensive and then anchoring, he would not go left or right, which means even if there's a big hole your opponent's exploiting because your wingbacks make a run up the field, he won't go and cover that. That is a huge issue, right? So I don't put anchoring, only defensive on Declan, or if you have any player in this position that's not an anchor man, I strongly suggest defensive but not anchoring, okay? Even with defensive fullbacks. All right, now moving into the other two midfielders. They help snuff out those opponents' through balls that many of them are trying to spam all the time, right? You see especially Seedorf, tremendous defensive abilities. They could even be higher. I actually lowered him to raise his offensive awareness and finishing because he's all over the place and he's going to get chances. And if you don't raise it and it's in the 60s, you're going to regret it because those chances are going to come in important times and you're going to want him to have at least somewhat of the ability to finish the ball. Now, I raised him back into the 80s, but even without any, even if you lower all of his defensive attributes, it's still the upper 70s. So now he just has some offensive awareness and ability to go with the fact that he's all over the place. He'll snuff out those balls on the defensive end. He's got the speed, good dribbling to get up and help create an attack with our front three as well as Bellingham. As now the box-to-box, he does help more defensively, but he still gets up. Whereas Jude Bellingham is a whole player, again, defensive abilities, and he will be there to help snuff out the opponent trying to spam those through balls. But mainly, as a whole player, he's shooting up into the gaps left by the defense and spaces left open when these three are making their runs. So, again, this three-man midfield is sitting right in front of our four backs, a little bit deeper. Long ball counter has a deeper line, right? You have a back seven that's going to be able to really make it hard for those opponents to find holes to play those through balls through, right? So then we win it with any one of these four or Declan, and we typically will play it up to Seedorf or Bellingham, or maybe skip them, and then Pele or Cruyff will play it back to Seedorf or Bellingham, right? And then we go through a lot of up, back, and throughs. So defensive, they're here. Offensively, you'll see Seedorf shooting up the field and Jude Bellingham shooting up the field, either past Bellingham or Cruyff if it's an up, back, and through, or just behind them. So they're almost moving as a unit. Then you move up to our attacking three. Now, Pele, deep lying forward. The reason why I put him as an AMF is because if you go to play styles, deep lying forward, this is a forward that's going to come back to the ball a lot. Okay, now I do have Pele coming back to the ball as well as my other players, but I manually do it using super cancel. When I have the ball, I look, can I play a slicing through ball through a gap, or can I call them two? I decide that, play the ball, use super cancel, call them two. I don't want deep lying forward on deciding when to come to because a lot of times they'll miss gaps to run through. Because Pele has such a high offensive awareness and a good player ID, I turn off deep lying forward by playing him AMF instead of center forward and secondary striker. And now he'll make more darting runs, but have the ability, because I boosted his passing, to be a setup man too if he needs to be, right? On the case of Cruyff, his former card, the Ajax version, the last release of Cruyff, I had it on my last account. Very good player, but same thing. I played him AMF to turn off the deep lying forward, and he was great. Johan Cruyff here, I don't have to turn it off. He's a whole player. So I could put him as a secondary striker, but I just play him as an AMF as a whole player. As I've said before, I think is the best attacking playstyle outside of the strikers who have their own thing with advanced striker, poacher, and stuff. But the best attacking playstyle outside of the strikers' playstyles is whole player. So Cruyff will still make those darting runs while also being available to win the ball here as a traditional number 10. So both of these guys are traditional number 10s and also play as, those number 11s, those secondary strikers. Then, last but not least, Roberto Baggio, creative playmaker. The only way to turn this playstyle off, okay, is to play him at center forward, which you don't think that with Roberto Baggio, right? You're like, wait a second, right? He can absolutely play it, but you don't think about that with a creative playmaker, Roberto Baggio, until you realize you can give him this. Now, his passing's much higher to start, but I lowered it on purpose because he's playing that center forward position, and look what you can get out of him. So just in case you didn't see it last time and you want the center forward version of Baggio, it's 11-1, 4-11, 9-5. One more time, 11-1, 4-11, 9-5. That will get you this with the booster Fantasista. Okay, so you see right there. Absolute beast, perfect, above perfect acceleration. Like my rule is 95 is the highest you ever need to go in anything. Sometimes you go higher naturally because you need other attributes connected to it higher. But typically speaking, 95 is perfect. Okay, so you see he's perfect. Offensive awareness, finishing, acceleration is above perfect. Speed is nearly perfect. I mean, this is exactly what you want out of your center forward. He's not going to win aerial duels. He's not going to be the strongest, as you see, but still not terrible. There's worse players out there with lower physical contact, so he does just fine. And still with his passing ability to lay off, one touch, or receive and do a through pass as he receives back to goal, he has that ability with the 80 low pass and lofted passes at 71. So he's actually a perfect smaller center forward who does well either coming back to the ball or making those darting runs with that 95 offensive awareness and with that creative playmaker turned off. So if you were wondering why not Pele up top, Baggio behind, that's exactly why. Pele deep lying forward, turned off. Baggio creative playmaker turned off. Now, why don't I like creative playmaker? Why do I want whole player? Because if you read here, and this is exactly how it plays, creative playmaker, player takes advantage of gaps in defense, but it's to initiate attacks and assist in shots on goal, meaning they're not going to make those runs. They're going to see those gaps and try to look for a pass. Now, whole player is the opposite. They, at those gaps in the defense, look where they can create chances to score and hammer through those gaps all game long. So that's why I'd rather have whole player. If I left creative playmaker on, Baggio would be more sitting back looking to play these guys through. Now he's making runs all over the place. Same with Pele and Cruyff as a whole player, of course. Bellingham as a whole player, same thing. Both Cruyff and Bellingham are going to be shooting up from deep, which many times leaves them unmarked. Same with Pele coming from deeper. You saw last game, many times they'll be unmarked. Seedorf as a box-to-box helps Declan, but he also helps these guys just as much. I mean, he's literally all over. The one player in my scouting that I'd say is probably better, especially in this role, this box-to-box role, probably that Conte box-to-box. However, Seedorf's a beast. Now, you've seen the back line, full defensive back line. You've seen Declan box-to-box turn CDM due to individual instructions, defensive, and then I throw it on Maldini because even though he's a defensive back, he tends to push forward sometimes when I don't have the ball, even though I want him staying back. So just watch out for that with your different players and their IDs on what individual instructions you have or need. These two, the defensive ones, counter target and deep line, which someone asked about, and I'm answering now, you can use it, and deep line absolutely can help, and so can counter target. But I save these for either tight marking or man marking. Typically, I don't go man marking. It would be tight marking 1 to 2 of the opponent's players. But if I did do deep line, obviously Declan would push back in between Burn and Van Dijk, and I'd have a 5 back. But I don't want Declan doing that. I want him staying in this wall of 3, helping to block out the potential through balls or potential steal the ball up here, rush us real quick, counterattacks, right? So you can use deep line if you're okay with that gap in the midfield and just allowing them to get to your back 5 if you feel comfortable there. I'd rather have Declan right here, connected to Seedorf and Bellingham right in front of my back 4. Now, Livakovic, out of the keepers you could pick, I truly believe I got easily the best keeper and one of the best in the game. Livakovic doesn't have the 104, 105 ratings, but he just makes saves. If you watch me play, if you've been watching, you see what I'm talking about, right? Not the tallest in the world, not the highest stats in the world, but a great keeper. The only time I'm ever changing him, unless maybe I spin for instance, like Beckenbauer, if I decide to, and I happen to get Buffon. Okay, well then I'll put Buffon in. But the only keeper I'd honestly be aiming to get over Livakovic right now would be Oliver Kahn, and that's more for sentimental value. Oliver Kahn has always been since 99. He was my favorite goalkeeper ever, since 99. As a Man United fan, I say that, because he was the only keeper to ever scare the shit out of me, right? Van der Sar didn't, Schmeichel didn't, Barthez didn't, all of our Man United legend goalkeepers, but Oliver Kahn scared the shit out of me. The keepers nowadays are laughable compared to that man. And a lot of keepers were scary back then, but Oliver Kahn was the scariest. But Livakovic, a great keeper. If you got him, you did good. If not, you missed out. So that's that. As far as who I would spin for, I'm going to check out the Monday releases, just like all the Epic releases and Showtime and Big Time releases. But as of right now, right, this is without knowing that Rooney was coming. I was only going to aim for Vieira when he came out, Oliver Kahn, as I said, and then Rijkaard to play center back. That was it. Everybody else I'm set with. However, if you follow this channel, you know Wayne Rooney is my favorite player ever. I'm a Man United fan since literally 1992. That's how old I am, I know. And Rooney wasn't quite the class of 92, but he came at when they were younger still, right? As a 16-year-old, killing it for Everton, comes over, lights it up, and he's just became my favorite player. His work ethic, the way he plays, I love it all. He would replace Cruyff, right? There's no way I could touch Baggio and Pele ever. Cruyff, barely I could make the justification. So he'd either go in for Cruyff, or I would move to a double pivot, okay? Then move to like a 4-2-3-1 type of situation, and Rooney would join Cruyff and Pele. One of those two, but 100%, as you've seen on the cover of this stream, I'm going for Rooney. That's one of the biggest things I wanted to talk to you about, because if he's done right, that's the beauty of eFootball, is they make these legends from these different eras. Like FC says they do, but they're all the same, just with different attributes and different playstyles and playstyle pluses. Messi plays like the new Messi. The throwback Barcelona Messi, the 107 version, plays like that Messi. If they do Rooney justice with his ability to move like so nimbly, even though he's a big stocky player, his ability to run through everyone, as stronger than even the strongest defenders, he will be an absolute wrecking ball of a player, an absolute monster, right? An attacking player with the ability to run all day, the ability to track back and help win the ball as much as he assists and as much as he scores as well, with both feet. I mean, he can cross, he can pass, shoot, everything, dribble. He's got it all. If they do him right, Rooney could potentially become one of the best, if not rival Pele for the best attacker in the game. It would be a Mount Rushmore of like Pele, Romario, Rooney, and like Ruminage, right? And Ruminage barely is on there. He's a sick strike. I shouldn't say that. He should be on there. I shouldn't say barely. But he'd be like the fourth face, the area on Mount Rushmore you don't want, if that makes sense. But long story short is, that's a squad. That's who I'd be spinning for, unless you never know. Somebody could surprise me. I will say this. I want to go out and show you the players left that I could get that I'm tempted. Obviously, Puskás. I play with him plenty in FC. He's an insane lefty type, left-footed striker, but he can use his right. Now let's go see that actually. What did they give him with his right foot? They gave him, rarely uses his non-dominant leg, but it's high precision. So like Adriano never uses it in like medium precision. So basically his weak foot sucks. Puskás can use it, but he's typically left-footed, and he does so well with it that he doesn't really need to use his right. Super good dribbler, as you can see. Amazing finisher, as you can see. And pretty good speed as well. And even passing. I mean, you could play him AMF. You could play him out wide. He's more that smaller, more nimble. He's a little stocky, but like a mini version of Rooney stocky. So yes, it's tempting to go for him. He's an absolute legend. It's his first time in this era of eFootball. But I just don't need him, especially with Rooney coming. It would be overkill. Now over here, sorry, same area. Over here, by the way, first, real quick, I emptied this box. Clearly, this box is an emptier. Unless Seedorf, I could see, I almost didn't go for him too, but only because I was going to go for this man. I chose Seedorf, okay? And as you can see, before I lowered him, he would be all 90 defense, okay? Amazing dribbling, amazing everything. The only thing I did was raise his offensive awareness and finishing, which I strongly recommend, because he's all over the place. He does create chances. You want him to have a bit higher than he comes with. Awareness and finishing. As for McTominay, a much better all-arounder when it comes to stats, but he is a much bigger type of player. A much different feel on the ball. So I ultimately went for Seedorf. I do think it's the right decision, but I will be interested to play against this McTominay, because if used right, I do think he could be an absolute beast. And with my 4K plus coins, I'm tempted to spin for him. However, a combination of having Seedorf already and not needing Marcus Thuram at all. He doesn't match how I play. He's not going to break into the lineup. I already have beast strikers like this on the bench. I don't need him at all. And I obviously just said I don't need a keeper. If I got Savage, would he move to the starting role? Of course he would, right? Of course he would. because he's the tallest keeper in the game with insane level jumping once his stats are boosted. I've seen him fully boosted. And he can just play this position. You're going to give up goals with anybody. It doesn't matter if you have Schmeichel, Kahn. But that tallness, still with the ability to move and have great stats like he does, of course I'd start him, but I'm not going to go after him per se. Okay? So that's where I'm at. And next spinning I will look at, not do for sure, but I'll look at is the Monday. I think it's Van Bronckhorst. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm not a big historical fan of Van Bronckhorst. Then there is, who is it? Van Bronckhorst. Oh, Beckenbauer. There's center back versions, defensive mid versions. We'll have to see which one's coming out. And then the third player was, I can't remember. You guys will have to wait and see. My rating on that is I have to see more on Van Bronckhorst, like when he comes out. But Beckenbauer absolutely is a beast CDM. The version I had was an orchestrator. I think this one is too. Maybe it will be a destroyer, maybe an anchorman. Who knows? Maybe it's a center back version. We'll have to see. But he was a beast. He would battle between Pirlo and McAllister, Showtime McAllister, for a starting spot. But he can't beat out Declan Rice, or if he could, it would be just barely. Most likely not going to be spinning for that box. However, maybe it's a great box for you. I just want to give you the information I know. Once again, this is the 4-3-2-1. Long ball counter, Spalletti, the manager, my tactic, possession game. I go like this, just push them out wider, up deeper, because in possession they come two. So I don't want them on top of each other to begin with, and then they just cluster up. I push them out further, and I can even go more than this. Honestly, I could even go like this. Right? They're going to be coming two. So I can space them out even more. Because they're going to be coming two. You see what I'm saying? Even Thuram, who will open up defensively. And I'll do that with Maldini as well and actually make him a left back. So way spread out. And then obviously they're going to be checking two in possession. Which if you ever want to get the details and have it and actually understand, you just go here, right? When attacking, players maintain tight positioning to maximize the effectiveness of short passes. So you see the arrow. They all come towards the ball. So imagine if I have them like this, instead of like this, for possession, where do they have to come to the ball at? They're literally going to be coming to 2 yards away. It's going to be a mess. So when you play them like this, right, they all come in and they have that space. So they'll have the defenders pushed out. Then they'll come in towards the ball, right, giving space for up, back, and throughs, give and goes, things like that, created just off the possession. So that's why I do that. If you're a possession player, I strongly recommend, maybe not this exaggerated, but I strongly recommend you open your players up and then bring them in. For long ball counter, make sure you have your players tight because they're going to be running away from the ball. You'll have to do super cancel to get them to show two. And so have them tight, making those runs out, taking the defenders away, so you can then come back in and have space to make your next decision. That's everything for this tactical setup. I hope this helps. If you enjoy this, please smash the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Join our Discord if you haven't. We have an insane community, a lot of which are watching this as we speak. And you can get all the information you want, not just from eFootball, but UFL, FC, anything, real football. We have it all in our Discord. The link is in the YouTube bio. I will see you on the next one. Make sure you keep grinding. Make sure you keep having fun, and peace. There you have it. Didn't even take a breath. Woo! Okay. So that will release later for anybody not on here. I think that will be helpful. You guys let me know in the comments section here if you think that was decent, what you would want me to add to that. Obviously, I'll do different stuff on skills, on boosters, things like that. But for now, let's go add track back to both McTominay. I don't think we have a second one, actually. So as box to box, that's almost he automatically tracks back. As a whole player, Jude doesn't. So we're actually, when we earn it, we're going to give Jude the track back ability. And by the way, having him added as a right mid, I didn't even mean to do that. I wanted him to be able to play DMF, which he still needs. A strong, the ability to play it with the highest proficiency. Dude, think about that. Look at those stats, guys. Look at those stats. That is a perfect right mid. If I just added pinpoint crossing to him, dude. McTominay. Wait, McTominay is great. Get him EA. So get him in EA? Is that what you're saying? Alright, now let's get into it. You now know why I play what I play? Great. What division did they put me in for AI? I'll do this off camera and boost up to AI to where I can get some games online, but it's just too low. I dominate too much. Alright, let's get right into it, boys and girls. It's time to dominate. So divisions can absolutely be fun, but just imagine having this plus leagues, plus cups, the ability to win money and get it right then and there on Cash App or Venmo. Dude, don't miss out on the opportunity. Join OGFC as a community member and join our movement. Leagues, cups, UFL, eFootball. Finally get the content you deserve from eFootball and UFL. All right, let's get into it. First opponent of our division grind. Damn it, I didn't switch my kit. I wanted to do that. I'll do it after this game. Let's see who we're playing against. Game plan. Perfect on the form. On the player condition, as they call it. Ooh, that Ronaldo's a beast. The Yamal, Thiago Silva, Serginho. So as I'm looking at this, I want to really try to attack. Depending on his settings with Beckham and Guardiola, we can outdo him in the middle. We're stronger all over. But I'm looking for those gaps in between Serginho and Bastoni and Van Boyten and Thiago Silva. That's what I'm looking for. The gaps between the wingbacks and center backs on each side. So let's see how I do, guys. No smart assist on. We'll see what our opponent does with it. Hopefully he's not a smart assister, but chances are in this game, it's kind of like a 60-40 chance that he will be using it. Still, nonetheless, I'm going to start off without it, as to not trigger him to turn it on if he's doing the same thing as me. Hopefully we can get just a heads-up good football game. Here we go. Kickoff is ours. Good. Good. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Oh, my goodness. That was amazing football. That was amazing football. Here we go. Here's the infamous set play. Let's see how we do. Let's see how we do. Here we go. Come on, sprint up, 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 sprint up. Look at Pele. Look at Pele. It's on, guys. It's on. There it is. Not Pele, though, but it's on. Oh, that was there. Good. Oh, you got lucky. Good, Seedorf. Ah. Good. Not bad football from the opponent here. Look at all the way back post. Beautiful ball. You're in. You're in. Oh, no way he just got that. Good, D. Come on. Good. There we go. Good. Oh, what a ball. Look at. There it is. Oh, my goodness. There's no way he just saved that. Guys, how did he save that? That was beautiful stuff. How did he save that? Man, and when eFootball's eFootballing, you gotta love it, guys. When eFootball's eFootballing and you're not ratting or smart assisting, really aim like precision shooting, as I've said a million times. They need to add that dynamic ability and add a skill where I can actually aim that and then miss